Here's something almost nobody warns you about. The average person will earn more money at 40 than they did at 25. A lot more. And yet, a huge number of those people will feel exactly as broke at 40 as they did at 25. Same tight feeling at the end of the month. Same empty savings account. More income, zero progress. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the exact mechanism that eats a raise before you ever see it. The real number it costs you over a career, and the one rule that stops it. A rule you can set up tonight in about 10 minutes. Let's start with the uncomfortable part, because this is not a story about people being irresponsible. When your income goes up, your spending almost always goes up with it. Not because you decided to be reckless, because life quietly expands to fill the space. The old apartment starts to feel small. The car starts making a noise you suddenly can't ignore. Your friends upgrade, and the version of normal you're comparing yourself to moves up a notch. Economists have a dry name for this. Most people call it lifestyle creep. And the word creep is doing a lot of work there, because it never arrives as one big obvious decision. It arrives as 15 small, completely reasonable ones. That's why it's so dangerous. You can't fight a decision you never noticed making. If this is already landing, do me one favor before we go further. Don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up. It genuinely helps this reach the people who need it, and it's free. Here's the shape of it. You get a raise. Let's say $30,000 a year, gross. That sounds enormous. Then reality takes its cut. After taxes, maybe you're looking at closer to $21,000. Call it $1,750 more per month. Now watch how fast that disappears. A nicer apartment or a bigger mortgage payment? $500. A car payment you told yourself you'd earned? $550. Eating out more often, because you're busier and you can afford it now? $300. Better gym, a few more subscriptions, nicer groceries, the occasional trip? $400. Add that up. $1,750. The entire raise. Gone. And not one of those choices was crazy. Here's the part that should make you sit up. You didn't just spend the raise. You converted it into fixed monthly obligations. That's the real damage. A one-time splurge costs you once. A payment costs you every single month, for years, and it quietly raises the price of your entire life. Your break-even number just went up, which means you now need this job more than you did before you got the raise. That's the trap. More income, less freedom. Now let's talk about the 3 specific places creep does the most damage, because they are not all equal. Number 1, housing. This is the big one, and it's the one people underestimate the most. Housing is not just rent or a mortgage payment. It's the furniture to fill it, the higher utilities, the longer commute or the higher property taxes, the maintenance on a bigger place. When you move up in housing, you don't add one expense. You add a cluster of them, and they're all recurring. A general guideline a lot of people use is keeping total housing costs at or under about 28% of your gross income. When a raise hits, the mistake isn't spending more on housing. It's letting housing eat the whole raise before anything else gets a claim on it. Number 2, cars. A car payment is the most efficient, wealth-destroying machine ever marketed as a reward. It's a large monthly obligation attached to an asset that loses value every year you own it. And it renews. When one is finally paid off, that's precisely the moment people trade up and start a new one. So the payment never actually ends. If you want one lever that separates people who build wealth from people who don't, it is often just this: how long they keep a car after it's paid off. Number 3, fixed subscriptions and recurring services. Individually, they look trivial. $12, $9, $20. But they behave like a tax on your income that you repay every month forever, and almost nobody audits them. $200 a month in forgotten recurring charges is $2,400 a year, taken from the exact money that would have compounded. Now here's the number, and this is the part I want you to actually feel. Take that same raise. Instead of absorbing all $1,750 a month into your lifestyle, imagine you kept your life exactly as it was and invested half of it. $875 a month, at a long-run average return of around 7%, which is roughly what a broad market index has historically averaged over long periods, though nothing is guaranteed. That habit, held for 30 years, lands somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 million. From half of one raise. The other half, you still get to spend. You still upgrade your life. You just don't upgrade all of it. Compare that to the version where the whole raise gets absorbed. 30 years later, you have a nicer car in the driveway, a slightly bigger place, and roughly nothing set aside. Same salary, same job, same effort. Completely different life. The difference wasn't income. It was the decision you made in the first 30 days after the raise arrived. So here's the rule. I call it the 50% raise rule. And it's the whole video in one sentence. The moment your income goes up, automatically send half the increase somewhere it can grow before it ever touches your checking account. 3 steps, and you can do all 3 tonight. Step 1. Find out the actual after-tax amount of the increase, not the headline number. Look at your new take-home pay and subtract the old one. That's the real raise. Step 2. Automate half of it, immediately, on payday. Increase your retirement contribution, or set an automatic transfer into a brokerage or high-yield savings account dated the day you get paid. This is the entire trick. You are not relying on willpower. You're relying on the transfer happening before you ever see the money. What you never see, you never adapt to. Step 3. Protect your fixed costs. Give yourself a 90-day freeze on any new recurring payment after a raise, not a spending freeze. You can absolutely enjoy the money. A freeze on new monthly obligations. Buy the thing once if you want it. Just don't sign up for a payment while you're feeling rich. That's it. Half automated, fixed costs frozen, spend the rest guilt-free. You get the reward and the progress. Real wealth isn't the gap between you and other people. It's the gap between what you earn and what you spend. And a raise is simply an opportunity to widen that gap. Most people accidentally close it instead. If this was useful, don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up. And I'd genuinely like to know this one. When you got your last raise, did your savings rate go up or down? Just type up or down in the comments. Be honest, I read every single one. Quick note, this is educational content, not financial advice. Your situation is your own, and returns are never guaranteed.